Hey, it's Emily and this is going to be my winter wrap up and favourites video. So in this video I'm going to talk about some of my favourites from December and January now. That will include the books I've read, so some books I gave 4 or 5 stars, and some other things such as like podcast or, you know, just other favourite things. I'm going to start with one of those other random things, and you know, to address the question, yes, I am in pyjamas. That's my first favourite of this video. I got them a couple of days ago and they're so soft and I love them, and yeah, I thought I had to just wear them for this video. Yeah, I love them. So we're going to start with the books. The first one I'm going to talk about is Tomi by Junji Ito. I absolutely adored this. Like, I loved the art, the story was creepy, and it was just like amazing. I just couldn't put it down. This is a horror manga and it was something else. I just wasn't expecting it to be like as it was. It was just absolutely insane. If you haven't read any Junji Ito, I definitely recommend that you go check him out. I've also read, what's the other one? I've also read the one, what is it like with the fish with legs? What's it called? I've forgotten what it's called. I'm gonna have to check what it's called. Gyo, that's what it was called. That's the one. I read that and I absolutely love that too, so I'm definitely going to be checking out more of his work. The next book I'm going to talk about is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. This is the sequel to Dear Martin. This follows Kwon, the cousin of Manny, who is, you know, a big role in the first book. And even though Justice and Kwon grew up in the same neighbourhood, their lives have gone in like very different directions. Justice is at Yale University now, I think Yale, so he's at university, and Kwon is put behind bars in jail, yeah. This book is like a series of flashbacks and letters that Kwon has written to Justice, and he kind of talks about how he's gotten to this place in his life. And I just found this book completely like gripping from start to finish. It was just amazing. It is such an important read, I think, as well, that I just recommend it to everyone, and it took me on an emotional journey that I just wasn't expecting to go on. Yeah, I'm just so glad I read it and really do highly recommend it to everyone. It is absolutely amazing. It's not that long, and like, it's such an important message that it tells, and it's just incredibly impactful. Highly recommend Dear Martin and then Dear Justice. They're absolutely amazing. So the next book that I'm going to talk about is The Danger Gang by Tom Fletcher. This is the second Tom Fletcher book I read. I read this in December and I gave it 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. It's such a fun middle grade, and there's like not many words on each page, so it took me like no time at all. It's got lovely illustrations and I just thought it was such a fun story. I was hooked. It was amazing. I highly recommend, if you haven't read any Tom Fletcher before, like, I mean, they're all great, everything that I've read so far, so I was going to say this is a place to start, but they're all amazing. Yeah, I highly recommend The Danger Gang. It follows a group of friends. This guy called Frankie, yeah, he moves to a town called Freaky, and freaky stuff starts to happen after a storm where there's like green lightning happens, and the friends start to find out they have kind of weird powers, and yeah, it's really fun. Highly recommend it. I'm so glad I read it. It's amazing. Okay, so the next book that I'm going to talk about is This Winter by Alice Oseman. It's a solitaire novella. The lovely Rebecca over Rebecca Books, I'll leave her channel down below, she gifted it to me for Christmas, and I read it literally like the day after Christmas. It's such a short read as well. It has full page illustrations, it has text messages in, so it doesn't take long at all to read, but I absolutely loved it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and had to check my notes then. I didn't love it as much as the Heartstopper graphic novels, but I still really enjoyed it. And it was just like the perfect sort of like, just had Christmas, this is wintry but also Christmassy, and it just was lovely because it was Nick and Charlie, yeah. Amazing. It was just a nice short quick read to read after Christmas. So the next kind of book is like I'm going to talk about 2 books, they're in the same series. So another favourite of mine over the last like 2 months, I've started reading the Horrible Histories books, and I've read the first 2, The Savage Stone Age and Awesome Egyptians. I absolutely love them. I haven't given them official like number ratings, but they're so fun to read, and you learn so much about, like, you know, the Stone Age, the Egyptians. I just had so much fun reading them. I was laughing out loud, especially like at the illustrations, the little jokes that are in there. I loved testing myself, or like just even testing my parents. Like, I'd just walk into a room and be like, do you want to know some fun facts about Stonehenge? Or like, do you think you know all these answers? And it's just like so much fun to read them, and I cannot wait to read the rest of them across the year, because I have the 20 book box set. My lovely housemates from last year, they got it for me for my birthday, so love them. Every time I finish one of the Horrible Histories books, I just want to go back and binge the whole, like, the series. Oh, it was amazing, amazing. Horrible Histories is like up there with like the best things I've ever watched. Oh dear, yeah. Okay, I think we'll move on from that now. So another favourite of mine this month, actually, yeah, the start of January, I reread Almost a Bride by Jo Watson. It's the third time I've read it in the space of like 18 months. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite summer read. It's a romance. It's got the fake dating trope in, but it's done so well. It opens up with this girl Annie. She comes home at lunchtime from work to pick up something she forgot. She was already having a really bad day at work, and she hears these noises upstairs. So she grabs a knife thinking it's a burglar and like calls the police, and then she goes up to confront whoever it is, and it turns out it's her boyfriend cheating on her with his colleague, and she's like standing there with this knife, and then the police arrive and they all think that she is about to kill them. It then all kicks off, the charges are dropped, and and then she goes on this holiday on her own to Mauritius, where she meets this guy, and just so happens it's months later. She bumps into her ex. She lies about having a boyfriend called Boyden, but then this guy that she's just met steps in and is like, yeah, I'm Boyden, and then they start fake dating. They've told all their friends, which is what I quite liked. I liked that they had it wasn't like she was lying to everyone. It's so funny. And then when her friends arrive on this holiday, they come to join in. They all come together, help her have like this fake wedding. It's like this couple like competition, who's got the best. I'm really poorly explaining this right now, but it is honestly one of my favourite books ever, and I highly recommend it, especially if you like romance. Like Jo Watson, the Destination Love series. Go check it out. Almost a Bride, amazing. I've rambled a lot about that book. So the next book I'm going to talk about has made its way onto my like favourites of all time list. I absolutely loved it, 5 stars, and that is Aurora Rising by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I absolutely loved this. I went into it, I was quite intimidated by it because I loved the Illuminae Files, like that trilogy, and I was scared that I wasn't going to love this as much, but if anything I might love it even more. It was just absolutely amazing. I don't know, I was just finished it like, what the heck, I need the second one right now. I was on a book buying ban, so I waited. I got it now, and so I'm going to start reading that next, but absolutely, it was just amazing. I don't know how to explain it. I'll read the inside because I feel like that's going to give a better description. The year is 2380, and the graduating cadets of Aurora Academy are being assigned their first missions. Tyler Jones is getting ready to recruit the squad of his dreams, but his own boneheaded heroism sees him stuck with the dregs nobody else in the academy would touch. A cocky diplomat with a black belt in sarcasm, a sociopath scientist with a fondness for shooting her bunkmates, a smart-ass tech whiz with the galaxy's biggest chip on his shoulder, an alien warrior with anger management issues, a tomboy pilot who's totally not into her squad leader, in case you're wondering. And Ty's squad isn't even his biggest problem. That would be Aurora Jealyn O'Malley, the girl he's rescued from the interdimensional space. Trapped in cryosleep for 2 centuries, Ori is a girl out of time and out of her depth. But she could be the catalyst that starts a war millions of years in the making, and Tyler's squad of losers, discipline cases, and misfits might just be the last hope of the entire galaxy. Nobody panic. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I'm not a massive sci-fi person, but this, I absolutely loved it. It's like, I don't know, if like, if Amy Kaufman and like J. Kristoff, they're writing, if that was its own genre of sci-fi, that is what I'm into. I don't know. Let's move on. Okay, so the next book I'm going to talk about is a book that I was just not expecting to enjoy. My friend at work encouraged me to read this, and I'm glad she did, and that is The Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. I actually really enjoyed this. It's the sort of book I would never lean to myself, totally out of my comfort zone, but I ended up absolutely loving it. I just thought it was incredible. And I'm definitely going to be continuing the series. I think there's 4 in the series, so definitely going to be checking them out from the library as well. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and I think I'm also going to check out the movie. I haven't heard anyone mention the movie, and I didn't realise it was a movie until I picked this out from the library and it said like soon to be a major motion picture. It's set in the future, cities are on wheels and they eat each other or fight each other for survival. As London pursues a small town, young apprentice Tom is flung out into the wastelands, where a terrifying cyborg begins to hunt him down. It was just amazing. I highly, highly recommend it. It was insane. Go check it out. I feel like that's what I've said literally the whole video so far. Just check out this book, check out this book. So the penultimate book I'm going to talk about in this video is How It All Blew Up by Arvin Almadi. I absolutely adored this. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was just amazing. It follows this guy called Amir. He's an 18-year-old and he's always expected that coming out to his parents is going to be messy because he's growing up in a Muslim family. However, what he wasn't expecting was to be in an airport interrogation room telling his story of a spontaneous trip to Rome, and his family are also being interrogated in the room next door, like the rooms next door. So he talks about the boys and the blackmail that led him to go on this trip, and also the fun adventures that he had while out in Rome. And yeah, it was just a fun, like, it had silly moments, it was fun, it would just made me laugh throughout, but also had like really emotional moments and really packed punch. So I really highly recommend that you go check this out. I also think that it was written really, really well, and I highly recommend it to like everyone. It's a young adult contemporary, and yeah, definitely check it out. It brought a smile to my face. Definitely brought a smile to my face. Okay, so the last book I'm going to mention before talking about a couple of other things is The Picture of Dorian Gray. So at the time I'm filming this, I am not that far into it. Page 65 out of like 190 something. So I'm not that far into it, but so far I'm absolutely loving it. So far it's probably one of my favourite classics so far that I've read. This and Rebecca are definitely up there. So this is about a guy called Dorian, and he's a good-natured young man until he discovers his power of his own exceptional beauty. As he gradually sinks deep into a frivolous, glamorous world of selfish luxury, he apparently remains physically unchanged by the stresses of his corrupt lifestyle and untouched by age. But up in his attic, hidden behind a curtain, his portrait tells a different story. So I actually picked this up because I was watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I'm still on season 3, but I can't speak. Dorian Gray's in it. He's like a bartender of like Dorian Gray's Room or something, which is like a club for like warlocks, like a bar place. And I just wanted to know his backstory because his portrait's mentioned, and I just, yeah, wanted to know the backstory, and I haven't read anything by Oscar Wilde before, so I thought I'd pick it up, and I took it out from the library yesterday and picked it up immediately, despite it not being on my TBR for January or February, but hey-oh, we move on. But I'm definitely looking forward to continuing reading this throughout today, probably. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. There's not much else for me to say, I'm enjoying it, and I'm so happy that I'm enjoying it because I wanted to enjoy it, and I am. I'm rambling. I'm fully aware I'm rambling. So that's it in terms of books. I'm now going to mention like a podcast, like radio show thing that I am absolutely loving right now, and that is the Jason PJ podcast, or Jason PJ on the radio. They're a radio station based in Melbourne, and they upload like snippets, oh my god, clips, snippet, I can't speak today. I upload snippets and clips onto like where you access podcast stuff, so like Spotify, Apple, and it's just so funny. And sometimes in the evening if I'm cooking or something, because it's the morning show in Melbourne, it's like at like 7 PM or something in the UK they go live, so sometimes if I'm cooking around then I'll listen, and yeah, I just find them really funny, so definitely check them out. It makes me laugh all the time, and yeah, highly recommend. I think I have one more thing to mention. I can't think of anything else that I need to say, but something I've been loving a lot recently is like music again, and music recreation and sequencing stuff on my laptop. I absolutely adore it. So for example, I've just bought a microphone which I'm testing out this video, so if the sound sounds really weird and really bad then apologies, but I'm testing out my lovely new microphone that I've been using mostly for music stuff and recording. but I thought I'd try it out with YouTube as well. And so because of this like music thing that I've been enjoying and doing, I also bought a new MIDI controller keyboard thing. Yeah, just this fun little keyboard. Plug it in and it's so much easier to play things into Logic and stuff like that, so that's another investment that I made. It wasn't too expensive, but yeah, just been enjoying recreating music. My most recent project is There Must Be an Angel by Eurythmics, and it's gonna say Annie Lennox, is that right? Let me Google. There must be an angel. Yes, it is. Wasn't going crazy, and I've just been recreating that, singing and just playing all the instruments in, and it's just been a lot of fun, especially when I've had times where I've not had much to do. Yeah, I've just enjoyed doing music stuff. Yeah, there's not much else to say really. I'm back into like music tech world, and I'm missing sound recording and stuff like that. That's just something I miss from college. I did a lot of it. I did music tech A level, so I've definitely been missing it, and I've done remixes and I'm loving doing it again. So I suppose that's it really. Thank you very much for watching this really bizarre, probably quite long video about my favourites, and yeah, if you're new please subscribe, and if you've enjoyed it please like the video. I appreciate it, and if you've gotten this far, thank you very much. I definitely do appreciate it. But yeah, that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching again, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye!